In a small town, there's a library that grants wishes at a deadly cost. This library, shrouded in mystery and legend, has been the subject of whispers and hushed conversations for generations. The townsfolk, both young and old, speak of its eerie presence with a mix of fear and curiosity. In a forgotten town, an old library stood, its secrets whispered among the brave and the foolish. The building, with its crumbling facade and ivy-covered walls, seemed to pulse with a life of its own. It was said that those who dared to enter would never be the same again. One stormy night, curiosity got the best of Clara. She pried open the creaky doors and stepped inside. The wind howled outside and the rain pounded against the windows, as if trying to warn her of the danger within. Dust motes danced in the dim light, and the smell of mildew clung to the air. The shelves, lined with ancient tomes, seemed to groan under the weight of their secrets. Clara's footsteps echoed through the empty halls, each step a reminder of her solitude. Heart racing, Clara navigated the aisles until she found it, a weathered tome bound in cracked leather. The book seemed to call to her, its presence both alluring and terrifying. She reached out with trembling hands, feeling the rough texture of the cover beneath her fingertips. Its title, The Price of Desire, sent shivers down her spine. The letters, etched in gold, seemed to glow in the dim light, casting an eerie glow on her face. She knew she should turn back, but something compelled her to continue. Ignoring her instincts, she opened it. The pages flipped wildly, then stopped on a blank sheet. The silence was deafening, and for a moment Clara wondered if she had made a mistake. But then the air around her seemed to hum with energy, and she knew there was no turning back. With trembling hands, Clara wished for wealth, envisioning a life of luxury. She saw herself draped in fine silks, adorned with jewels, living in a grand mansion. The desire burned within her, consuming her every thought. The words etched themselves into the page, and a cold wind swept through, extinguishing her flashlight. Darkness enveloped her, an electrifying rush following. She felt a surge of power, a sense of invincibility, as if the world was hers for the taking. When she emerged, the town had changed. Golden coins littered the streets, but the townsfolk were hollow-eyed and gaunt, moving like spectres. The once vibrant community was now a ghost town, its inhabitants mere shadows of their former selves. Clara's heart sank. Every wish extracted a life. The realization hit her like a ton of bricks, and she felt a wave of guilt and despair wash over her. She had traded the lives of her neighbors for her own selfish desires. She saw her reflection in a shop window, radiant, in lavish clothing, but eyes empty, devoid of soul. The wealth and luxury she had wished for now felt like a curse, a constant reminder of the price she had paid. Panic surged within her. The library loomed behind, promising more wishes, more power. But Clara knew that each wish would come at a greater cost, and she couldn't bear the thought of causing more harm. As she turned back, a voice echoed, "One more wish, Clara. What will you give?" The voice was both seductive and menacing, tempting her with the promise of more power, but also warning her of the consequences. In that moment she understood the true horror. The library was a trap, a never-ending cycle of desire and destruction. She realized that no amount of wealth or power could ever fill the void within her. The library doors creaked open, inviting her back into the darkness. She hesitated, knowing there would be no way out. The choice was hers: continue down the path of desire or find a way to break free from the library's grip. As she stood there, torn between temptation and redemption, Clara knew that her next decision would define her fate forever.